Hi guys, welcome back. Um, so this is about the endocrine system, and so let's get into it. So here is the distribution of this endocrine system, and so we will basically go through most of them. In this lecture, we will talk about the hypothalamus, pituitary gland, thyroid. Then we go to the adrenal gland, pancreas. We will leave these two to the next one, the ovary and the testes to the next one, because this is part of the endocrine system, but their function is for the reproductive system. So we will use another lecture to talk about this. So what is the, although they are different organs, and they kind of like spread to different location. They don't really connect to each other. But what's something in common? What is in common that we collectively talk about them and to describe them as the endocrine system? What is the thing in common between among all these is that they all secrete the chemical, different kind of chemicals. These chemicals, we call them hormones. And when we call them endocrine system, is that when this hormone will go into the blood circulation, and then blood will carry them to different, throughout the body. And when they find their receptor, they will bind on the receptor, and then they will deliver their function. So for the endocrine system, it's a lot of new members that you need to remember. So you go back to the very beginning of what we talked about, that the mindset to study the physiology or anatomy and physiology is that you need to know, when you know a new member, you need to know their function and their location. So it's all about that. And here, in this case, that the endocrine system, we will introduce different hormone. And so you have the name, then you need to know their location. Location can be where they are produced from. And also, sometimes we have a specific location where they act on. So they have their location of their home, their origin, and then when they are released, they are in the circulation. So where do they act on? They can act on throughout the body, but what's the primary? And from there, you know what is their function. So location and function is always about that. And from there, we have multiple questions, right? Yeah. So okay. So I will break it down into small pieces of videos, so you can grasp the knowledge, have the concept, and take a break and come back, and take a break, come back. Yeah. All right. So let's start by looking at the neuroendocrine. Those endocrines are in the brain. So this is how your brain operates your body. They can control by using the nerve to control your body. They can also secrete hormones, and the hormones circulating the body, and that will act on the body. So they can control the body by different ways. So let's look at this one first. Hypothalamus, pineal gland, pituitary gland. So these are the glands, the endocrine system in the brain. Yeah, so here you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 quiz questions. All right, you need to know what are they, and you will find the quiz question to ask about it. All right. So the first one is hypothalamus, pituitary. These two parts, even though they are located in different location, this is hypothalamus. So by the name, you know, hypo means like under. Thalamus is thalamus. So here is underneath the thalamus. So this is in the brain, very lower portion. So you know that the lower part of the brain is more uh, uh, for is more common among mammals. So all the animals, all the mammals has lower part of brain. but the higher part, the upper portion here would be more unique to the human. So this portion is common among the animal. All the animals has this hypothalamus, pituitary, and so their function is basically is to very much that control very basic um, uh, animal behavior, basically animal behavior. All right, so these two are in the lower portion of the brain. This one is kind of like extended out of the skull, but still within the skull. It's protected by the skull. And here is the visual system with the sensory, right? We learned about that. Here is the, so this portion is, here we have the optic nerve, cranial nerve 2, going into the brain. And yeah, so here is underneath that. So these two work very closely to produce the hormone. So we will look in these two. These two are related. So we don't just talk about one but not the other. We talk about these two, kind of like a uh, altogether in when we talk about the neuroendocrine system. All right, so now location function. All right, so now we know the location. These two location, they have several hormones in it. So what are these hormones? All right, so here is when we get closer into the hypothalamus and the pituitary, we can see that the hypothalamus has different neurons. This uh, secretory neuron, they gonna secrete the hormone into the blood. So we have the hypothalamus portion, and here is the pituitary portion. Yeah. So this figure may look quite complicated, but it's not, okay? I will explain this in a very simple way. So basically that here, the hypothalamus, let's look at this one here. Hypothalamus has two group of nerves. They will, part of them will secrete, like this group here, they will secrete the hormone into the blood. Here is the blood circulation. You don't need to remember the artery, the veins, the name of those. I'm not going to quiz you on that. Those are important, but not, you don't need to worry about that at this point. The only thing you need to know is their hormone. All right, so you can see that or only thing you need to know is that, okay, hypothalamus has two group of the cells or nerves. When part of them will directly secrete their hormone into the capillary. So here is blood coming in. You don't need to worry about the name. You just need to know that blood coming in, and here is capillary, and then here is capillary, and then blood's coming out. Here, blood coming in, capillary, blood coming out. So here is blood. Capillary is the place we have substance exchange. So the only thing is that, okay, here the home hypothalamus, some of them directly release their hormone into the blood circulation, in the neighboring blood circulation. That's it. All right. So some hormone do it, some hypothalamus neuron do it. So that's one group. Another group of the hypothalamus neurons will extend their nerve. So they won't release them directly locally. They will reach out. You need to know the nerve can be very long. So they will reach out. They will reach out downward toward the pituitary gland. So that's that. Here in the pituitary gland, we have two portions. We have the posterior. Here is also called neural hypophysis of the pituitary gland, or easily just say posterior. So this is posterior pituitary gland, and we have the anterior pituitary gland. Yeah. So posterior, here the posterior is an extension from the hypothalamus. So here is the hypothalamus. This nerve extend downward, and toward the posterior pituitary gland. So some of the neuron release their hormone in the posterior. and some of the hormone release their hormone directly into the blood. So that's that. And here is the pituitary. We have the anterior, we have the posterior. All right, so that's the background. Hypothalamus, part of them release locally, part of them extend into the posterior. As for the pituitary, we have the posterior pituitary and also anterior pituitary. All right, so that's that. Now, that is the foundation, that's the relationship. Let's look at what hormone they produce. Because this posterior is an extension from the hypothalamus, let's look at what are those released into the posterior. So those are the easier ones. Here are the posterior as you know, we get rid of everything else, just show you these posterior. These posterior don't stand alone. They don't stay by themselves. They are extended from the hypothalamus. So hypothalamus has the axon extend toward the posterior. So what are the hormones here? There are two hormones, very easy, only two. One is ADH, anti-diuretic hormone. The other one is called oxytocin. That's it, all right? So location and function, now the new member, ADH, anti-diuretic hormone, ADH. Location, where is it? It's produced from the posterior, and they are actually synthesized from the hypothalamus, but they are produced from the posterior pituitary gland. Location, function. What is ADH function? This is not our first time learn ADH. We learned it when we learned about the renin angiotensin pathway. So this is part of the RAS mechanism or RAS pathway, RAS. It's renin angiotensin. And we just have an exam about it. So we learned about the angiotensin 2. Where does it act on? It acts on three locations: posterior pituitary gland, adrenal cortex, and the blood vessel. So this is one location that they act on, posterior pituitary gland. When they act on it, it causes the posterior pituitary gland to release ADH, anti-diuretic hormone. What's the function? Anti means against, diuretic means urination, urine, right? And so it against urination, it reduce your urine production. You reduce your urine production, and so that will help us to help the body to reserve or prevent or reduce the loss of the water. So we is another way to say it is water retention. It helps us to retain the water from peeing it out, right? So that's that. All right, location function. And another hormone released from the posterior, again, is synthesized from the hypothalamus, but is released in the posterior. The other one is called oxytocin. So what's the function of location? Where is it from? Posterior pituitary gland. What's its function? Oxytocin has many functions. Its function, one of the its many function. One of the function is for breast production. Breast milk production. Basically, that when baby the newborn baby get the milk from the breast, and the breast will these will stimulate the breast to release the milk. But this one, you know, both male and the female has it. It has the function for what's the function for the male? This function of oxytocin in the male is not going to deliver milk, right? So what's the function in the male? In the function of the male, this one also has function to affect the mental, the behavior. As I told you earlier, that these hypothalamus pituitary is very common across the mammals, and their function is to you know, a lot of the behavior control. And so what's that behavior control portion? The behavior control portion for the oxytocin is to help the mind to have a bonding feeling, a positive relationship feeling. So that's the function. So location and function. So here we go. So ADH is also called vasopressin. The function that we keep on talking about is the antidiuretic function. But by the name, you can also know that its another name is vasopressin. So its function is vaso is blood vessel, pressin is to press it. So it can also act on the blood vessel to cause vasoconstriction. So that's its two function. And overall, they increase blood pressure. So this is important to our body has many ways to increase blood pressure. Rest is the primary pathway, and a lot of these members can increase blood pressure. The typical one we talk about is angiotensin 2. And the angiotensin 2 will cause release of ADH. Now, ADH can also cause increase of blood pressure by increased water retention. So you have increased venous return, water retention, water keep in the body, go back to the heart, venous return, and increase stroke volume. So it will increase the cardiac output. Vasopressin cause vasoconstriction that will increase total peripheral resistance TPR, and that altogether BP equals 0 times TPR. So blood pressure, altogether blood pressure will increase. So we have many different ways to increase blood pressure. No wonder hypertension is common among us. It's because that our body has many different ways. It's because that increased blood pressure for acute situation or for survival is beneficial. You have good enough of the blood pressure to circulating the blood in the body and also provide the brain the blood supply, and it help you to be alert, be acting quick. But nowadays we don't have that many threats, right? And keep that kind of high blood pressure become detrimental to our body. And yeah, so that's that. ADH. And another one is, so here it show you the ADH location, all right? Where is it from? It's from the posterior pituitary gland. Now, where does it act on? It acts on the kidney. Yeah, it acts on the kidney, and here the kidney, it will urinate very commonly here in the kidney. You have the nephron, the ADH acts on the nephron to cause water retention, so you don't have the urine, you reduce the urine production. Oxytocin, another member, where is it from? It's from the posterior pituitary gland. And what's its function? Its function can have it serve as a hormone to act on the breast to cause the milk release or milk ejection. Yeah, it also have a mental function or psychological effects that will build a sense of bonding. Yeah, so male also has it. It can also cause uterus constriction. So when the baby reach to the or fetus reach to about like 37, 38 weeks gestational age, it will stretch the uterus. Uterus need to when it's time to deliver, uterus need to contract, and uterus contraction can be enhanced by oxytocin. So where it's from? It's from the posterior. Where is it acts on? It can act on the breast. It can act on mammillary gland basically, and then acts on the uterus, but it's only temporary, not all the time. You don't have the uterus contraction by this all the time. It's only during the late stage of the pregnancy. It has the function in the brain, so it has several receptors in the brain to be affected by oxytocin to help you to build a bonding relationship to the baby. All right. So not only mother has it, father also has it. Yeah, so help to build that bonding. So your behavior is controlled by a lot of hormone, right? Yeah. So when you see someone that doesn't really show that bondage, maybe you need to give it a little bit time, a little bit patient. Yeah. All right. So that's that. Yep. So very interesting, right? Yeah. All right. So the next thing that we are going to talk about is another portion of the hypothalamus pituitary relationship. That is that, excuse me. That is that the pituitary gland has an anterior portion. Now, this anterior pituitary gland release another group of hormone. And interestingly, that this hormone is associated with the hypothalamic hormone. So this hypothalamic hormone are hormone release produced from the hypothalamus and released from the hypothalamus. Remember in the very beginning, I told you that the hypothalamus has two groups of the cells. One of them extend toward the posterior. So those are a group. Another group are locally. They produce it, they synthesize it, and they release it locally in the hypothalamus. So we have the hypothalamic uh, hormones that will travel in the bloodstream and that will travel downward to the anterior pituitary gland. When they travel down here, they go to another capillary area and they will diffuse across. They will act on the neurons or cells in the anterior pituitary gland, and they will act on them and cause them to release different group of hormone. So we have two population. One is from hypothalamus, released locally, and that will affect another population that is in the anterior pituitary gland. That will also be that they will be controlled by the hypothalamic hormone and the anterior pituitary gland, another group. That population will release another group of hormones. So there are two populations, and these two will affect from hypothalamus to affect the anterior pituitary gland, and the influence is one-to-one influence. There are several members in the hypothalamus. They will act, they will influence the members in the anterior pituitary gland, and that influence is one-on-one. There are multiple, but we will only talk about three. So life is very easy. Here, this lecture is very easy. There are only three, two, three. Three from the hypothalamus, going to the blood, flowing downward to the anterior. They will meet their partner, and they will cause them to release another three hormones, so three to three. All right. So are you ready? So we can take a look at those three. We can what are they? And so new members. The hypothalamus release three hormones. Those are serotropin releasing hormone, or short for TRH. Corticotropin releasing hormone, short for CRH. Gonadotropin releasing hormone, short for GnRH. So by the name you can see that their function already. Their location is from the hypothalamus, and their function is called thyrotropin release, corticotropin release, or gonadotropin release. Yeah, so that's that. Now, when they go into the blood, they will very quickly get guided into the anterior pituitary gland. They diffuse out, then they will cause the anterior pituitary gland to release another group of hormone. What are they? These three groups basically is Thyrotropin related, right? So it will be thyroid stimulating hormone. Corticotropin, so it's corticotropin related, right? So what's cortical? Adrenal cortex. So it's adrenal corticotropic hormone or ACTH. Another group is gonadotropin. Gonad is a reproductive organ. So what are these? We have two. One is luteinizing hormone, LH, or follicle stimulating hormone, FSH. Yeah, so these are, yeah, I said 3 by 3, but the anterior portion, those three, the gonadotropic tropin has two. So basically it's 3, 2, 4, all right? So a little bit variation, but just a little bit. Yeah, so that's that. So let's bring it into a table so you can have a clear understand about their relationship. So here I show you those three from the hypothalamus. Here, three from the hypothalamus. They are TRH, thyrotropin releasing hormone, CRH, corticotropin releasing hormone, GnRH, gonadotropin releasing hormone. So we have these three from the hypothalamus. They going down to the anterior pituitary gland. They will cause the anterior pituitary gland to release TSH. CRH will cause it to release ACTH. GnRH will cause it to release FSH and LH. So that's that. Location and function. Later we will go to each one of these to talk about more of their function. But their basic function is to act on TSH, is to act on the thyroid gland to cause it to release thyroid hormone. ACTH, adrenal cortex, is to act on the suprarenal cortex is adrenal cortex. That's the same thing. Yeah, we probably should change it to adrenal cortex. I don't know why they call it suprarenal cortex. Adrenal cortex easier because that will match the name here. Cortical, adrenal cortical, so adrenal cortical, adrenal cortex, and that will cause it to release multiple. One of those is adrenal cortex has multiple hormone, right? We talked about it already. It's RAAS, cover it. The RAA system, renin, angiotensin, then and angiotensin 2 can act on to posterior pituitary gland to release ADH. It can also act on the adrenal cortex to release mineralocorticoids or aldosterone. And in the adrenal cortex, we have multiple hormones, three major hormones. The major one, in fact, is glucocorticoids. We will talk more about it when we look into the adrenal cortex. So that's its function, to act on the adrenal cortex to release their cortical hormone, corticosteroid hormone. GnRH will cause the anterior pituitary gland, so location function. Where is FSH released from? Anterior pituitary gland. Where is LH released from? Anterior pituitary gland. Now, their function, FSH, LH, when they release from the anterior pituitary gland, they will act on the gonads. In the male is testes, in the female is ovary. And their function basically is through there to facilitate reproductive production, right? Or reproductive system development or reproductive system function. Yeah, so that include the developing gametes, sperms or eggs. It can also help those gonads to produce sex hormone. Yeah, so that's that. All right. So here's a summary about what we've been talking about. The hypothalamic hormones has direct relationship to cause the anterior pituitary gland to release its hormone. So we have 3 to effects. The other 3 group, basically 3 to 4, we have TRH from the hypothalamus that will cause the anterior pituitary gland to release TSH. CRH from the hypothalamus will cause anterior pituitary gland to release ACTH. GnRH from the hypothalamus will cause the anterior pituitary gland to release LH and FSH. Now, when these are produced from the anterior pituitary gland, TSH acts on thyroid gland. ACTH acts on adrenal cortex. LH and FSH acts on the gonads. In the male, it's testes. In the female, it's ovary. So that is it. All right, so let's take a break and we come back to talk about the thyroid gland, all right?